Today is the 20th of August. We are bringing you today our video of our finished bedroom.
Finally.
Man.
Finally.
Man.
God.
This journey really makes you redefine or define perseverance and commitment. We all think we know what perseverance and commitment is. This right here will challenge that definition.
Yes.
And I say that to you as a man who's had his own business, has a master's degree, undergrad, and had to go through all that. Ain't nothing like perseverance with this. It's a big difference from remodeling a house to building a house.
Absolutely.
Okay? Dealing with foundations and the actual infrastructure of the house is a completely different animal than putting in cabinets or some wiring. I can't wait to get to that part.
I know. Can't wait.
I can't wait to get to that part. Oh my God. Oh. But, you know, I start this conversation off with the concept of perseverance and commitment because as we've had people come visit, as we've had people who leave questions and comments on the channel, one of the biggest communications I want to give you, and I'm going to go a little deep here for a minute, is about your faith of commitment. Okay? When I say faith of commitment, I'm not speaking to just the concept that a person says, well, I believe in Jesus. If you do, that's great. That's not my point. My point of faith is faith in yourself, belief in yourself, commitment to yourself. If you take on a task, are you ready to see it through? Are you committed enough to go through the trials and tribulations? Almost like the book of Job. These flies. No, they ain't been that bad this year. I figured out a way to get them. But I'm just being a little facetious. But, you know, you're dealing with the heat. You're dealing with the sun. You're dealing with working outside. You're dealing with sweating. You're dealing with frustration of just doing a task. That's what I mean by commitment. And, you know, dealing with that commitment to yourself, that you don't start something like this on an off-grid venture and don't see it through, because this is such a major obstacle, well, I shouldn't say obstacle, major hurdle in your life that if you're going to jump it, you can't go back. You know, this is not something you can begin and then halfway through say, man, that shit too hard. You can't do that. Because if you do that, you're going to be 2 steps behind where you started in the first place.
Exactly.
You know, economically, time, you know, just spinning your wheels. So for those of you who are really, really entertaining this is what I offer you. Your faith.
Mm-hmm.
Your faith. Book of James tells you faith without works is dead. So a person could say they got all the faith in the world. You got to put some works behind that faith. In my personal humble opinion, works is not sitting just in a pew at a organization. Works is actually doing and having faith in yourself, you know, to complete whatever the task is. You know, scriptures tells you God help those who help themselves. So that's what I mean when I say faith. So I don't want to step on any toes. I don't want to ruffle any feathers. I'm not speaking to a religious context. I'm speaking to the context of faith in who you are and what you are. And if you are really entertaining this, that's my message to you. Do you know what you are? Do you have faith in what you are? Because you gotta have that before you start this journey. A lot of people, they look at the economic context. They look at whether or not they can find the land. They look at whether or not they got the RV, whether or not they got the money for this. What I offer you is it's deeper and bigger than that. before you can even worry about any of that stuff, my first question to you is, do you have the faith in yourself? Because once you jump off this cliff, baby,
No parachute.
there ain't no going back. So I think I spoke enough. I'm going to let my wife add her, a couple of nickels and dimes. And I done gave you my 2 cents.
Yeah, I agree with that. It is a spiritual journey. Again, we're not doing this because it's the current trend, or we're trying to keep up with the Joneses, or it's the thing to do. We were spiritually led to do this. And you do have to have, like my husband said, faith in doing this. What you see us doing in building this shipping container home and doing this bedroom addition, we didn't even have the foresight when we decided to look for property and buy property. We didn't have the vision this far to where we are now to even imagine, okay, yeah, we want this house. We want it to look like this. We couldn't even foresee that far. And if we had, we probably wouldn't have done it. We were like, nah, forget all that.
Like, man,
that's too much.
Ain't no way. I'd have been like 50 racks for a win.
Right.
No
like,
way.
Man.
I'm straight.
So, the point is, when I speak to a lot of our viewers, a lot of times people jump way too far down the road and worry about, this, how I'm going to do this, how I'm going to get this, what I want my house to look like, how much money it's going to be. And my advice is to really stay pragmatic and not really think about jumping too ahead of the road, and trying to anticipate what you're going to do in the future as far as getting a property and all of that. Like my husband said, first, get your property, make sure you have an RV, a temporary living situation, some tools, a vehicle, a truck or whatnot, and go from there. Because if you try to jump too far ahead of yourself, you're going to get lost. And you're going to get very frustrated and you're going to be discouraged. Mm-hmm. Where we at right now, if you see all of our videos, we really started from the ground up.
Started from the bottom.
Exactly. And it was good that we did that. We really had to take a whole year just to get situated on the property. Mm-hmm. Being in our RV, being comfortable in our RV, making sure the living situation outside was comfortable and homey before we could even worry about a bill. And so to be pragmatic in your decision and your thinking is very important, because if you get too ahead of yourself, you will just get lost. Even with doing this bedroom, it has taken us 3 months to do this bedroom, and that's from the foundation on up. And that's a long time to work on a project continuously. We are so tired mentally and physically with doing this bedroom, and if it would have taken any longer, if we didn't have the spiritual strength and the faith, we would have been like, you know what, fuck this.
Yeah.
Seriously. Yeah. We would have really got discouraged because it took so long for us to complete this, to be doing it continuously on a day in and day out basis. And my husband and I had to really walk away for a couple of days and take a break because we were tired, and sometimes you have to know when to walk away from a project and just rest your mind and rest your body and then come back to it, because you have to, because otherwise you will make mistakes. Mm-hmm. Things will get messed up. You won't think correctly. Mm-hmm. And so it's very important to, and I can't stress this enough, take your time, to really figure things out.
Yes. And just a recap again, your faith, your commitment, your real rationale of why you're doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah, when we're done, we ain't going to have no bills. And I offer that as a motivating factor to people as one reason to take on this journey. But truth be told, the real basis of our journey was a spiritual event.
Exactly.
We wanted to get back to nature. We wanted to live our life in a more holistic context of growing our own food, not being dependent on a system, but at the same time being naturally inclined. I think, and I'm going to jump off to another topic within the scope of this, is that a lot of people don't understand you can have the comfort of the city and still be connected to nature. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people out there, and maybe not so much the direct audience that keeps up with the channel, but maybe new people or people who might just be starting to entertain it. You see a lot of these DIY shows and these tiny living shows. Nah, when you see this house, you're going to see French doors, you're going to see granite countertops, granite glass bowl bathrooms. You'll see. We got water pressure because we got tanks. So everything will function in this house just like what it does in the city. A lot of people connect it to old time. Well, I got grandparents that live off grid in Alabama. No. That's not what we're doing. You have a different technology age today from people who lived off grid 20, 30 years ago. So, even if you see the benefit of it economically and with the system, I just offer to you in a hierarchy that the main premise was still the spiritual motivation. So I just offer you that as food for thought as well as you interacted. If you are beginning to become conscious, then this is going to really, again, resonate with you, and it's going to kind of hit you in a place that someone who's not really that conscious yet might not get my point. The spiritual consciousness part of this and connecting back to nature, is the biggest thing. And I offer you this. Yeah, the Bible's inspired by God. Yes, the Torah. Yes, the Quran. All books inspired by the Creator. But the Creator only wrote one book. That's nature. And when you really begin to understand that, respect that, and live your life in harmony with that, you'll be amazed at what'll happen. Okay, so I'm going to... I said I was going to get a little deep this time. So I hope, that kind of resonates with some folks and hit you where, it needs to hit you. As far as lessons in this video, man, learn that ruler, learn that squaring, learn that stuff. It really came in handy. It really helped us. Me having a clue this time when I did this block compared to when I did the block in the basement. When I did the block in the basement, I cut a lot of blocks. This time, I only had to cut one block per row. That's it. And there was no way to avoid that, but it was consistent. I got my lining all lined up, as you can see. All my lines lined up, even with the window seals. Mm-hmm. So understanding my measurement this time around really helped me get it right. So I'm just going to reinforce that thought again. Square, ruler, and level. Square, ruler, and level. All right. Till next time. Be free.
Be free.
Ooh wee.
That's some big boys right there.
Man.
Yeah, I hit this thing. Shit. I hit this thing 4 times, baby. See it? In the back, in the tail, in the neck, and in the head.
That thing's still alive.
1, 2, 3, 4. Shit, I was hitting this motherfucker left and right.
I know, and wouldn't die.
Look at this one.
And this one's still moving. Look at him. Still alive.
Hold on, baby. You gotta catch it. Catch it. Look.
I know.
Come up. Toward me.
Oh, his rabbit. Oh.
No, you missed it.
I'm sorry, this thing's biting me. He was doing the wave.
I was throwing it back at him.
You know what?
He was throwing it at me.
You better throw that thing down. Shit.
Throwing it back at him, baby.
Man. That thing's still alive. Ooh. I'm some big rattlesnakes. Huh? I know. It's still alive. We had to kill snakes, y'all, when we were trying to build our bedroom. You better put that thing down before it wrap around your hand.
Ain't gonna wrap around my hand.
Shit. That's what it's trying to do.
Look, Cookie, I killed it, Cookie. Get him, Cookie. Get him, Cookie. Get him, Cookie. Good girl. Get him, Cookie. Get him, Cookie. Get him, girl. Get him, girl. Get him, Cookie. Get him, Cookie. Get him, Cookie. Sick him, Cookie. Good girl. Good girl. That's how you get your pits. That's how you get your pits off grid ready.